Hello everyone. Today we're going to explore an astronomical question with the help of Geometer Sketchpad. I just want to remind you what we have so far. We have the Earth and the Moon system revolving around the Sun. We have done this construction at an earlier video. And now I'm working with the simplest imaginable system where everything is circular. You could definitely carry on the investigation we're going to do today to include elliptical orbits. But the idea behind what we're going to try to do today is what would the system that you see here that involves Earth and Moon and Sun look like from the perspective of the Moon? So if you were on the Moon and looking at the Earth, across time, what would you see the Earth to do? And what would the orbit of the Sun be as the year unfolds? So I just want to show you what we're trying to do here. So here, as you're going to notice, the Moon is stationary and the Earth and the Sun are properly displaced, as you'll see in a manner I'm going to explain in a minute. But as you revolve the system, you're going to notice that the Earth is actually, it appears from the Moon, it appears to revolve around the Moon, and the Sun does this very interesting cyclic behavior. So we're trying to understand how would you perceive the world if you are stationed from the Moon and looking into the sky. So it is a fascinating construction and not too difficult, so let's see what we can do. So please open Geometer Sketchpad 5.0 or higher. Let's duplicate an existing page, okay? And I'm going to just delete this so I can show you how to do it. Alrighty, I'm going to quickly change the screen color so we can see things a little bit better. We can always change the screen parameters later. So the idea here is basically to create a stationary point which is not going to be moving, and that's the object that you are pretending you are stationed on, in this case the Moon. And it might be a good idea for you to color code it similar fashion what we've been doing. So I'm going to color this white. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to understand how does this Moon-Earth behavior in the real system, how is that going to translate if you are stationed at the Moon? So to do that, what we do is we go to the original construction, select the Moon and Earth, and memorize the vector from one to the other. And you're going to see this boink thing. I'll do it again so you can see it again. So transform mark vector, so it memorizes. Now what we want to do is we take our stationary Moon and we're going to translate it by that amount. When you translate it by that amount, let me move this so you can see better, and let me also color this point blue, the blue planet. Let's call it Earth so we know that what this is. So what you're going to notice is the relationship between Moon and Earth has been carried over to here, but this time the Moon is stationary. And observe as I move the Moon, you can see the Earth will appear to move around the Moon on the other side. Okay? And now we're going to do the same thing for the Sun. So I'm going to now memorize the vector from Moon to the Sun. Memorize that vector, mark that vector. And then now we're going to, on the other side, translate the Moon by that amount that we just memorized. And again, let's do all the proper things. Let's color it red to remind us it is the Sun. Let's label it the Sun. Okay? And observe now as I animate this side, the other one also gets animated. And it might be fun to see the traces. So I'm going to select these 2 points and go to display, trace points. So when you do an animation, you're going to notice what it does. Okay? It's a rather simple construction. It's just using vectors and translations, but the final outcome is quite interesting. Imagine applying this technique to a planet that has multiple moons, like Jupiter. So you could ask the question, for example, from one of the moons of Jupiter, how does the rest of the solar system look like? It is going to be quite complicated, but I assure you it's going to be fascinating, both to construct it and see the final result. All right, so you can do all kinds of things that I'm not going to repeat, like coloring the background, etc. Here is how you could have it at the end look. All right, so this could be a fabulous science project. Enjoy.